to give some insight. Never go out without a fight. Don't give a damn what it look like. Keep on going, must do right. So equipped, benefits in this light. No longer misfit. Feels nice, it's a good freaking vibe on this song. Gotta stay strong, protection in our homes. Gotta stay here and stay in that divine zone. Yeah, inside, gotta keep it right. That insight, gotta keep it right. When it's real, like to heal. Inner peace can't steal. Gotta learn just to chill, man. Yeah, that's the deal. Breaking new barriers with divine real. Take the red or blue pills. Stand tall, never kneel. Love ourselves, keep it sealed. Power man will ignite. Be gone, parasite. Man, we here and ready for the fight. Gotta give that insight.
Brothers and sisters, generals, welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion. And a current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, thank you for coming in. And if you're alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. So we have to stay with it, and the rise is here, brothers and sisters. Unapologetic. Remember that. The rise is here. Unapologetic. And we are now in the time of justice. That's what we're in. We're in a time of justice. And we got to know this, and we will see in the times to come. We really will. And we will see in the times to come that we're in a time of justice. I'm kind of playing around with the computer. And just look all around us. The rise is here. Brothers and sisters, pay attention. Got a lot of unapologetic brothers and sisters in the world, online, family, and we just got to know this. And, as I say, set that tone every morning. And thank those that have been riding along with the brother, father and son discussions, music for myself, L'Oreal Lyrical, may she rest in peace and in power. Look for more of that. And the song that was in the intro, which is Insight, something I wrote. And the rise is here, brothers and sisters. It gets to a time in our lives where shit get real. Pardon my French. And when we connect to that divine force, we'll see this. We'll begin to see through the lens of that great divine. Phoenix is rising. See that on my banner? That's why I got that on my banner. When I saw that, my spirit lit up. And we supposed to pass on that good energy. If I didn't say it already, I think I said it, but I'll say it again if I have to. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time zone one is in. I just make sure I don't forget it. If I said it already, forgive me. And it just feels good when you speak from the belly of that soul, but we had to get to that space, as I said on a recent podcast, if you're evil or have malice or any kind of wrong intent, you won't see the future, because if you knew the future, you wouldn't be evil, right? And I said, I think we can see the future if we're not chaotic and not in a rat race. We're not manipulating or being sneaky or doing anything of malice, because that's all poison. We can't see the great things in life if we're lost in poison. We have to be honest with ourselves, and this go for me too, folks. Know our behaviors and begin to change them, because when we connect to that positive energy within, our body won't feel comfortable with things anymore. It's going to want to shake off things. Things will begin to disgust us, like these evil entities around us on this here social media. The rise is here for porn links. And, I spoke in the past on Instagram models. There's always nasty little entities on there. Sometimes I entertain them. It's hilarious to me. When you become aware of oneself, it starts out, like just for me, we have fun with our life, and we're not always serious, but see things for what they are, and know that things are a reality. So, and these little tricky little entities that be on Instagram, they have like God by their name and stuff like that. And then they try to sneak a message into your message, or, on the down low, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes I entertain it because it's hilarious. But then this last entity, it was a sister, it was a girl, and a lot of times I'll check their profile, I investigate it, just to see who they are, and they message me something vulgar. So I just kind of laughed at it and looked at it, and so I messaged back, send me a pic, because I was trying to pick this person's brain, trying to see where their mind was at, even if it was a person, because that's something you had to be careful of. Could be a robot, could be a fake profile, could be anything, because we ride along with a lot of people on social media. I don't like to say follow. So, not that I'm hiding nothing or sneaky. I just, I don't want my name to be in any kind of negative light, if possible. So I try to stay away from things, that if we have integrity, we shouldn't be involved in. So, saying that to say, I messaged this person, oh, by the way, nice to meet you. And I said what the person's name was and all that, and told them what my name was. And then the person tried to ask for my location. I was like, no, I don't give out my location. And guess what? There was no response after that. So I entertained it for a little while, seeing it what it was. And it's almost laughable when you get to a heightened self-awareness. And there are many great brothers and sisters out there like that. Salute, and family members. Be thankful if you have a sense of awareness, because it keeps you out of trouble, And we get to a sense of awareness by studying our impulses, because that's what gets us in trouble. And I always like to use that example. Just look out over onto the world or social media. Impulses are out of control. Toxic impulses. Click of a button, the view of a camera, and man, and here we go, So I've cut a lot of social media outlets off. I cut off X, no longer on there. Cut off Instagram. TikTok, I haven't been on there in months. Facebook, same thing, haven't been on there in months. Every so often I'll go on there. I'm just sick of it all, The rise is here, unapologetic. Done away with the bullshit. Everyone has a choice, mind, body. And so if one is healthy and able, if you're able and you're doing things on purpose, well, life is going to teach you, because I don't care who we think we are. Life is in control. Great divine is in control. Mother Nature is in control. That universe is in control. We can be in control of our lives if we're headed in the right direction, if we got a good heart. I send that good energy to those who have a good heart of steel. Let nothing in this world take that away. I don't care what person, place, or thing does, acts, says. No, you remain firm in that divine and do what's best for us. Remember, because stress tears the body down. And we're striving in this life to have less stress or no stress at all. Because stress is a killer. Some people don't even pay attention to that. Just inviting stress into their lives. We have to be careful of that. Because again, it's for me too, folks. We get to a place of awareness, but we also have to know realities. The higher we go up in levels of awareness in this life, or success, you know how I feel about success. It's a state of mind. But once we got it in our mind, everything else will come, automatically. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Just got to stay with it through the mix of the obstacles and things that try to pull us down. Because we always got to remember, as I said on the podcast, my son and I did, father and son, time to break the spell. A lot of individuals are under a spell. If you pay attention, just pay attention to what things people do. Sometimes, we don't play games with people or manipulate or nothing like that. But if you really want to see how an individual is, whether it's family member, brother, sister, sit back, analyze. Listen more than we speak. We got 2 ears for a reason. And I learned that example. I actually learned that example from Brother Kwaku. I've heard him say that. But many people say that. We got 2 ears for a reason. So we have to listen sometimes more than we speak. And that's for me too, But we get better when we study. Sometimes studying human nature and studying ourselves can be fun. Again, it's laughable to see what some individuals or entities, person, place, or thing does, and the behaviors people have, and they think it's normal. So when you're under a spell, you'll think toxic things are normal when they're not. Until life smacks us in the face, or slaps us or kicks us in the ass. Because life will kick us in the ass and get us on board. Unless we don't want to get on board, then guess what? We're going to be a hamster on a wheel in that rat race. Because again, I've said in the past, you don't have to go to prison to be in prison. You can be in prison right in your mind. Been there, done that. So that's just what a lot of, some, not all, walking dead around here, either in denial or don't know how to deal with one's behaviors within. Because as I heard a great sister say, we are not cursed. We just have to change behaviors and change our so-called weaknesses and old habits. We're not cursed. But if you will feel cursed if one doesn't change or want to change, and things won't change. You can't keep manipulating your way through life and think things is going to get better. You're a fool if you think that. And again, this is not about being this deep spiritual person. It's just, first off, having a right heart, being a good human being right off the bat, because it's hard enough just being that. So if we're just a human being, other great things will follow. That's just how it go. That's how that design or that great divine works. Because that great divine knows our heart. I don't care how we are, how we talk about God, this, that, and the third. Great divine knows us better than we know ourselves. That great divine has known us since from birth. So cannot maneuver that great divine, can't justify, can't manipulate, can't sneak. None of that shit is a waste of time. As I always like to say, the great divine has seen our kind come and go, has seen human beings come and go. It's nothing that great divine have seen that we are doing that it hasn't saw. So you just keep repeating the same thing over and over if one is toxic. Again, that goes to the porn links and these chicks I keep seeing on X that keep trying to follow you, and it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Like, these people have no freaking life. People who do that. And I'm sure it's not just me. Just, what are you doing? Seeking out people's channel and see who will give in to their impulses? I feel sorry for those who do. We're all human. I'm a man. I have desires and see a attractive sister and feel things, but we learn. We might make a mistake along the way, but we have gotten better. And we are right in our heart. We'll learn from that, and then we won't do it again and get better. And the results will keep us from doing it again. I bring up this podcast every now and then, and it's a way of life. When we play out scenarios, it literally can save our lives, because the example I love to use, one small effed up thing we can do, as far as a wrong impulse, F up our whole life. Again, I'm not perfect. I have desires, feelings, and as I said, I used to have a challenge with lusting, so every now and then I'll get tested, like I was just speaking on that little example about the Instagram chick. I don't even be on Instagram, but when I do go on there, most of the time that's what I see, because I go in there to see friends, see how people are doing, and see people I do like and kind of admire, and get on for a minute and get off. I give a couple likes and I get off of there. But it's crazy, man. It's just social media is bringing out the devil in some people. I'm just gonna flat out say it, So I rebuke that, and we gotta stay away from those types, whether it's brother or sister, and stay away from these secret chats and these secret messages. And they could be dummy profiles, and it could be someone that's trying to catch you up. We gotta be careful of that, because when you're trying to be positive, there's always some entity that's gonna doubt you, and it could come from anywhere. So it could throw anything at you at any angle. So, and it's not about watching everything or having paranoia or nothing like that. It's just, so our name won't get dirtied up, so we can be as right as we possibly can, so we can live well and good and righteous until our golden years, so we can enjoy our grandkids and our kids, grandkids, and just, and enjoy the fruits of one's labor, of that work we put in throughout our life. Like my Aunt Vera, my grandparents, my dad, may they rest in peace and in power. My son and I discussed that, and it kind of blew him away when I told him about, because this apartment that I live in is literally the fruits of my Aunt Vera's labor, and that just always just give me a warm feeling. My grandparents, what they did to get a lot of us in my family in position that we in. They started this whole thing, So that's something I never forget. One of those in my family that helped me, and brothers and sisters in the world online. You know what you call that, brothers and sisters? Gratitude. The rise is here. Unapologetic. Gets real in this life. Real talk. Where it's time to be done with the BS. Real talk. And I'm sure a lot of us feel this. Like this, my banner here. A lot of us are feeling this, family members. Again, it's not about being this deep spiritual person. We just feel something in us, but we just get tired of the bullshit. Real talk, grown ass adults, grown adolescents. It's sad, like, because I volunteer in my son's school. And salute to the faculty in my son's school, my biological children, my godchildren, their mothers, may that great divine protect them and stay in their lives, And I'm thankful for the faculty, Principal Nichols at my son's school, Ethan, and my goddaughter, Chloe. They both go to that school. And the teachers I've met, salute to Miss Rainey, which is the coordinator and parent-teacher conferences and getting parents, in the school, get involved with the students and stuff. And I've connected with the students also. So wonderful, wonderful experience. See, when you have a passion in one's heart to help others, even right where we are and not thinking about the resources or trying to get recognition, just be surprised, my generals, where that great divine will lead us. The wonderful things that will come. That's better than money. That's better than payment. That's better than a platform. It's just, man. And it keeps us looking young. And it's just a warm feeling, when we, and what elevates us is when we learn. We always got to learn. And it goes back to what I said a few minutes ago, if I didn't say it. We have to listen more than we speak sometimes. Great divine gave us 2 ears for a reason. We listen a little more so we can, be a student of human nature ourselves, so we can see things and come up with solutions, and not get caught up in others' behaviors, because they have to learn too. Everyone has a choice, if they're healthy, mind, body, and soul. So I want to read a summary, of course, because reading is good for the cognitive functions, and we need our cognitive functions to be sharp. And you really want to know what that means and invest in it. Look it up, read it, write it down, get things in our subconscious and focus on things that'll help us, whether eating, rest. These are things for me too. I don't do everything right, but I do take precautions, and I don't take life for granted, because that definitely won't get us nowhere. Taking people for granted, taking ourselves for granted, and taking life for granted. Because if you take life for granted, let me know how that work out. Because it's just a matter of time. If you're taking life for granted, that toxic building is going to come crumbling down. Just a matter of time, so you can manipulate and sneak your way through life. Let me know how that work out. Real talk. I'm talking about if you got malice in your heart, you ain't going to get nowhere. You're going to think you are. You'll have moments of pleasure, moments of putting others down and making yourself feel better. A little small, what do they call that? Little small moments of feel good, whatever that is. But in the long haul, you'll only be hurting yourself. Because the moment we hurt someone, I'm talking about intentionally. If we accidentally do it or we didn't mean to, that's different. But the moment we intentionally, with evil malice in our heart, hurt someone, it's just a matter of time for it come back. So if you're one of them types, feel sorry for you. All right, I want to get to this summary that I want to read. Again, reading is good for our cognitive functions, because we get up in age, things deteriorate, our sight, we forget things. I told a story where I left my key in the door, and that scared the crap out of me. So that made me really focus on cognitive functions, because when that happened, I didn't even use that word. I didn't even really know what that meant. Never paid attention to it until that happened. So you'll be amazed. Your body will let you know. We listen to our body, we'll start learning, but we got to listen to our body. And I always like to say, and we can see the future. And how we know this? Through dreams, synchronicities, and deja vu. Those are all signs of seeing the future. Because I did a podcast recently, benefits of seeing the future. But if you're evil, you're not going to see the future. Because when you can see the future, you won't be evil. You know what I mean? If you know what it is, you wouldn't be evil. So that's just my opinion and or theory. To each is his own. But anyway, I want to get to this summary about unapologetic. I want to read it, get into our subconscious. All right, my leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's go. All right, let's go. Unapologetic means not feeling or showing regret or shame or not accepting fault or blame. I'm talking about we upright and we have accountability. We don't place blame, Okay, for example, we might describe someone as unapologetic, And that's a lot of great brothers and sisters out here. It's, man, generals. Be thankful for the generals and our families too. Real talk. It's needed and it's serious. Remain unapologetic after being called out. After we call out others' behaviors, we can't. It gets to a point again. The rise is here. It gets to a point where you just get. Everybody has a choice. You can't just accept people's behaviors anymore. We standing up right and we're trying to have integrity. Why should we accept somebody else's toxicity? So no, it's not fair to us. So I'm talking about if they're doing it intentionally. If they're manipulative and they don't care about how they affect others. Yeah, we got to let life deal with them. We got to be firm on that. We like loving, empathic, but firm. All right. Are willing to be unapologetic. These are like 3 points. And I'm on this. No, it's 2 points. Yeah, it's 3 points, but this is the second one. We are willing to be unapologetic about our point of view, especially if we're upright. We in the right, and we don't think we know everything. It's not about knowing everything. It's about when we are in the right and something is wrong, whether it's person, place, or thing, it's just something in us. And it's not about, trying to be this leader or trying to be this truth sayer or conspiracy theorist. Sometimes we just get tired of the bullshit, and the truth must be told. And the truth is just something it bothers us not to tell the truth. And after a while, even those who may not say nothing, sometimes you just get sick of certain things, and our spirit just won't let us not do anything. So that's what that means to me. Are willing to be unapologetic about our point of view. Again, it's not talking down on no one or think we're better than nobody or think we know everything. It's just telling the truth. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but it must be told. It must be done. All right. Third point, are unapologetic about our fight against oppression. And oppression could be more than just the weakest that be or entities of the world that try to run shit. More than that. It could be individuals around us. It could be family. It could be peers. It could be co-workers. It could be associates. They could try to oppress us, because when you get up in levels of awareness or age, we get a little wise. That word oppression, it can come through individuals we're around. Real talk, we learn this. That's why I say the rise is here. Because anyone that takes advantage of your kindness and takes it for weakness and don't, and think they're entitled or narcissistic, that's oppression. Real talk. If it's, and it's just crazy. So we have to stay away from those types if we're trying to do right in this life. Because the more higher, as I said, if I didn't say it already, the more higher we go up in levels, there will always be something or someone, person, place, or thing that will be negative that will try to pull us down. So. And I think that's why I used to have a lot of dreams about flying, because it's subconsciously, it's something way greater out there. And a lot of us feel this, it's just something bigger, something way greater than this little small place we call Earth. The example I love to use, the great divine looks at the earth like a grain of sand. It's this little small place. We do all these superficial things and we're fighting over platforms and who got numbers and who got no numbers. It's ridiculous. It's so freaking ridiculous. But something that always centers me, that I always say, and maybe this will center listeners, never ever forget my reachers and teachers out there, those who are positive, family members, those who mean well. But I'm kind of speaking on those who are fortunate, on those who are fortunate to have platforms, maybe in the world or online. Never ever forget what started this righteous divine journey in the first place. So that's something that always centers me. So maybe that can center those who listen, current subscriber, new subscriber, anybody that view, brother, sister, family. So that's what centers me. And that's in life. Again, it's not always about this deep spiritual thing. It's having integrity, because without integrity, there is no great divine. Without great divine, there is no integrity. I mean, you need both. Real talk. Because integrity is a wonderful thing. It's worth going through the so-called struggles and battles of oneself and dealing with oneself and learning from one's mistakes. Real talk. That's what propels us and elevates us. So that's what we want. All right, I want to read a page from one's book. We're going to have another meditative moment. It's called Unlocking the Vault. And I'm up to page 44, but this is page 36. And I just wanted to read it and give a little empowerment. And we have to have, I always say, set that tone every morning. Say positive things to ourselves. Get it in our subconscious. Keep that righteous shield up like steel. I mean it. And we don't always be uptight and on point all the time. Sometimes we kind of ease back, like I said about the entity on Instagram. And sometimes, like I say, we don't play games with people or get involved with other people's toxicity, but sometimes entertain the in it and just see where they are. You'd be surprised how people will reveal themselves. It's almost laughable sometimes, but in order to do this, to deal with people's behaviors, of course, and I'm not an expert, but we learn, life experiences is wonderful when we do learn, but one thing that help us to pretty much deal with every situation, what we see, hear, and feel, is when we master one's emotions, when we can not let others know what one is thinking. Because this is actually something I learned from my mom. Never let nothing, especially if it's toxic or evil, if you're around something or someone that makes, and you can kind of feel, because our spirit don't lie, you can kind of feel something. Never let the entity know what you're thinking. That's our weapon. So that's some advice I got from my mom, and something she instilled in me. So now I use it in spiritual warfare. All the art of unpredictability. That's our superpower. Those who are chosen or got a divine spirit, learn to be unpredictable. And I'm not talking about being unpredictable to loved ones. I'm talking about to those who have malice or evil intent, within, and we can feel it. Beat them at their own game. Use their own, what they try to, people who are manipulative, I'm talking about that are evil inside, when we know what they're doing, use it against them, because they need to learn, take it and be a mirror to them and reflect it and turn it right back into their self. Return to sender. All right. I've actually heard that from a sister right here online. Salute. It's wonderful, because I listen too. Like I said, folks, we got to listen more than we speak. That's with me too now. All right. Now I want to read this page in my book called Unlocking the Vault. And it's just pages I've written in a composition that I call a book. And I call it Unlocking the Vault. And I've read this on different podcasts, and like when I speak on volunteering, I read them on there sometimes. All right, I want to read this because this is things I like to do in the morning. So again, set that firm divine tone every morning. All right. Embrace the newfound power of that great divine. How do we know we have this power? How we view the world, ourselves, will change. Old habits begin to fall off. Everyone gets that call from that divine, but not everybody listens. Remember, I said we got to listen more than we speak, or pretend they don't hear that call. Divine always sends us signs. We can receive them in a positive way or a negative way. Either or. Again, everyone gets that call. The great divine knows our potential. Seek out that righteous force, and it will seek us out. Once that divine is embedded in our psyche, nothing can stop us. But we also have to step out of our little bubble. We got to explore the new, step into the new. All right, research, read, or listen to other like-minded brothers and sisters, whether in the world, online, or our families, because it's good to connect to people like that. Because sometimes I used to say too, it's always something one brother knows that another brother don't know. Everybody got something that the other person don't have. That's how that great divine designed us. Because I always say no one's better, just different. It's always something another sister had that one sister don't. That's how we got to think. My thing is, every part of a righteous tree matters. Every branch, every twig, every leaf, every part of bark, from the roots all the way to the top. If it's righteous, every part of a righteous tree matters. Because at the end of the day, we all fighting for the same cause, for humanity and or culture, no matter how we get there, as long as it's righteous. Because it's different ways, different strokes, different folks. I say that a lot. All right, let me see. Research and read or listen to other like-minded brothers and sisters, reachers and teachers, or family in the world or online. Others who are well, emphasis on well experienced, in life. And this could be younger or older. All right. Take that step, and that great divine will do the rest all day, every day. But it's not easy, to walk in that divine walk and walk with our truth, And remember, we're all leading to the same goal, all this numbers and who got bigger numbers than that number. That's why I say we in the time of justice. The rise is here. Unapologetic, my generals. It's all about the heart now. The great divine, like Cat Williams said, that great divine is drawing that line right down the middle. You got the right and you got the wrong. So which way you gonna go? I'd rather be right. I don't care how challenging it is, not trying to be perfect. I want to have, because we got to, again, what we do righteous in the present, what benefit us in the future. So who wants to suffer in their golden age? It's ridiculous. If you want to suffer, something wrong with you. You are full, so, and we won't feel it then, but we'll feel it later. Like I told my son on a father-son discussion about, some of these celebs and some of these politicians that's going through it. When they get up in age, if they make it that far, it's gonna be even worse, So that's why we have to learn and make a much of a righteous impact in his life as we can. Even if we're not a reacher or teacher, or we're not on no platform, still do something good for somebody. You still gave him a little impact, because you never know what that individual will become. We got to think that way. We got to think big, bigger than this little rock we call Earth, this little pebble, this little grain, this little itty bitty place that we think is so huge when it's really not. So we got to think outside of these little petty spaces that we have, and be thankful that we have a platform, that we have a voice, because there are those that can't speak or don't have a voice. There are people that are struggling around this world. It's a big ass world out here, as I heard from my great brother, and we got to know this and keep our thinking huge and not so small, and think about little small shit. That's why a lot of us, and I've been there too now. I would say some of us. That's why some of us don't ever get nowhere, because we think small. Our expectations are small, or we put too much expectations on another. We expect too much out of each other. And I've been there too. I know what that's like. So I'm not saying nothing that I haven't ever been through. Been there, done that. So, and it just depends on every individual or situation we come into. We have to know how to, because some, when we get to a place of awareness, some might not be there yet, So sometimes we do have to kind of be humble, and we don't dumb ourselves down. But if it's somebody that's trying to be better, we don't let them drag us down, but we kind of understand where they are. We teach from where they are and build them up, And if we do make a mistake with an individual or something, we say, we go back and fix it, because those who do toxic things on purpose, I feel sorry for them. I don't know how they do it. People who like to live a toxic, manipulative life, because when I do something wrong, I fess up for it. I say I'm sorry and get back on board and keep it moving. Because when you got a right heart, you really won't make a lot of bad mistakes, little small errors here and there, because we all have battles that we have fought, or old habits that we used to have. Like I said, I used to have a challenge with lusting, and a great divine knows that, and it will test me every so often just to keep me on point. So we should look at it as a traumatic thing when we do get tested sometimes. Be thankful for that. That means that great divine is paying attention to us. We want that great divine to tannulate or aggravate, if that's a word, aggravate our soul, because it's trying to filter out that shit in us. It's trying to get that crap out of us, because it has better things for us beyond. That's how that design, that's how the universe works. If it has that, the universe, Mother Nature, and that great divine, if it has a purpose for us, it's going to make us shed all kind of shit off of us, and it's going to feel so uncomfortable, but it's going to be so much better in the end when we just shake all that bad shit off. It's like, ugh, I can't believe I used to do that. Ugh. When it started feeling gross, things with old habits we used to do, it becomes disgusting after a while. It's like, ugh, you start seeing it for what it is. That's how we got to look at old habits. How this is disgusting, something gross. You know what I mean? And move into the new, the fresh, and Be a new you, and you'll thank yourself and love yourself later, or us. We'll love ourselves and thank ourselves later, because that's the most important. Love ourselves, no matter what. Turn negative energy into positive energy, because that's what rising up is doing. So, that's what rising up will do, especially deep within, because, man, as I like to say so much, man, if we can contain that battle in that psyche, we've already won. But if you don't win that battle in that psyche, you've already lost. Because, again, you don't have to go to prison to be in prison. Because that's the worst prison of all, is to be in prison in one's mind. That's why I say when we trapped in somebody else's behaviors, and they can be our oppressor. Forget the way the entities of the world oppressing us. You can have those around us that can oppress us. So that's why I say the rise is here. Bullshit is done. Evil entities, it's over with. Because I've cut off all social media outlets. I've cut off X, Facebook, TikTok. I don't be on none of them no way. I was like, what I need them for? I don't even be on there. And when I do go on there, it's like somebody just waiting. Oh shit, he on. And then it's ridiculous. It really is. Grown adolescents. It's crazy. I would rather deal with kids, because kids, some of them, they don't know no better. But some of these adults, they fucking know better. It's ridiculous. Grown adolescents doing childish shit. It's crazy. But that's why I say that's almost a good thing about social media, because it brings out what people try to hide. It brings it out. Social media brings that evil shit within out. Some of them can't help themselves, because if you're not aware of yourself, and you're manipulative, or you're narcissistic, and all you want is attention, and all kind of bad things stem from that. So you gotta stay away from that shit. You don't have fun with social media, and don't be on here creeping and sneaking and being in the dark, and that's ridiculous. I feel sorry for individuals that do that. How long are you gonna do that? Because what I like to say, we all gonna get old one day. So those who on porn sites and in these porn chat rooms, and how long you gonna do that? You gonna do that well into your age? I mean, is that your life? Is that the end all be all? Is that what you want? For these little chicks on X that keep trying to follow me and all this shit, it's ridiculous. I block them at random. My block list is overloaded. I block, delete, restrict, and hide. Don't even indulge, And like I say, I might entertain it just because I ain't got nothing else better to do, something to laugh at, because I be laughing. So I laugh at these evil entities. It becomes laughable, at a point. It really does, and it gets ridiculous. Sometimes it's a little irritating, because you try to keep it positive. Again, but as we all know, those who are enlightened, those who are chosen, those who are aware, young or older, we already know the more levels we go up, the more negative, toxic, ignorant, dumb shit I try to pull you down. But the rise is here, and the spell is broken. I'm sorry. So those who ain't got their shit together, I feel sorry for you, because unapologetic is what we moving into, and we in the age of justice, real talk. So everybody gonna have to learn, because I'm sorry. It's gonna be a lot of feelings getting hurt this year. I'm sorry. I'm done with the bullshit. It's over with. It's over with. If you have malice in your heart, and I sense it, I'm not gonna say nothing, not gonna do nothing. Just gonna slowly and easily move away from you, and then focus on what that great divine has called me and so many other brothers and sisters in the world online to do. I'm listening to that call. I'm not refusing it. I'm not gonna be in denial, and I will work on one's challenges and keep dealing with myself, keep myself in check, because I can't be the spell breaker doing toxic shit. Real talk. That's why I put that by my name. Keep me in check. It's a psychological thing. So I want to be a spell breaker. I want to break all spells. Righteous. I'm not trying to sound all like spooky or boo. I'm just saying. You can't break a spell. You got, in order to break a spell, you have to know you're under one. So again, like I said, unapologetic. The rise is here. So that was what was in my spirit, and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And those who have a great heart, let nothing on the outside take that away. You keep that good heart. Don't, my empaths out there, my generals, those who fought hard to get to where they are, whether you have a platform or not. I'm just talking about a righteous human being, just somebody standing upright with integrity. Let nothing fuck with that. You know, we fought too hard, many of us, to get to where we are. Real talk. Salute.
Insight, EBX, here to give some insight. Never go out without a fight. Don't give a damn what it look like. Keep on going, must do right. So equipped, benefits in this light. No longer misfit. Feels nice, it's a good freaking vibe on this song. Gotta stay strong, protection in our homes. Gotta stay here and stay in that divine zone. Yeah, insight, gotta keep it right. That insight, yeah, gotta keep it right. One is real, like to heal. Inner peace can't steal. Gotta learn just to chill, man. Yeah, that's the deal. Breaking through barriers with divine will. Take the red or blue pill. Stand tall, never kneel. Love ourselves, keep it sealed. Power man will ignite. Be gone, parasite. Man, we here and ready for the fight. Gotta give that insight.